LEGO is kicking off the year with around 150 new sets. I pulled the ones that stand out for adults, some are clearly for us, some are unofficially for us, and a few are worth keeping in mind for gifts. This is not an official list and are just my thoughts after hours of research. Now, I did have a chance to build a few of these, so let's go through what's worth buying, what to wait on, and what you can probably skip for now. Starting with sets under $100, here's one that's unofficially for adults. We've got the DeLorean from one of my favorite movies of all time, none other than Back to the Future. And I'll tell you right away, this is going to be a pickup for me on day one. They got the design nailed for the small form factor, and check out how much better it is than the original version from many years ago. It's really come a long way. The new version can even shift into a futuristic hover mode, which is exactly what we want out of something like this. Lots of nostalgia packed in, and it's a great price for a quick build. I'm marking this as a buy, it's an easy recommendation. This small-scale AT-AT from Star Wars looks good and even has the snowspeeder tying up the legs below. It's not a bad price and has a solid design. I think it's going to be worth it for fans. But I definitely can't say the same for this BB-8 model. I mean, it does look cool and has some very nice printed pieces, it has some functionality included, and even slides across the table, but holy smokes, the pricing is absolutely bananas. It's priced way too high for how small this set is, and you might want to wait for a sale if this is your thing, but I'm going to mark this as a pass for now. I just can't recommend it. It's way too expensive. Now, if you want an iconic ship to throw on your desk, I can recommend this massive ship that's at a smaller scale. It captures the look and feel pretty well, and let me tell you, I still want to build the huge model of this. Maybe one of these days. It's kind of intimidating. I mean, look how huge that thing is. Yeah, maybe this small one is where it's at. Now, here's something interesting from Harry Potter that some adults may already be collecting. It's a modular section of Hogwarts Castle, and this happens to be the hospital wing that can connect to other ones already released. This small section does have creative elements packed in, but it's a hospital, so that can only be so interesting. But I will say that the interactivity below is a nice touch. Given what it is, I would say to hold off for now on this unless you're already collecting them. The hospital wing might not be the most thrilling one to start off with. Unless that's your thing, it's still cool for what it is, and I appreciate the idea of it eventually being a part of a massive castle. But I'm not ready for that level of commitment myself. Okay, now moving on, believe it or not, this Paris postcard-like build is from the architecture line. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I mean, the design is fine, but not what I would expect from the series. And I have a feeling that some architecture fans might be disappointed at what we have here. I don't know, it feels like it should have been targeted for the LEGO Art series instead. I would hold off on this myself. There are better options out there, although the price isn't too bad here. I guess it could make for a great gift. This lovebird scene could make a nice gift to give to someone that needs a relaxing getaway for an afternoon or two. I mean, it's got some amazing techniques throughout the entire set, and the colors look good. Moving on to botanicals, this tiny cactus looks alright. If you're already collecting these and want something inexpensive to pick up, this is okay. And the same goes with this peace lily. I actually really like the design, and it could get someone into the hobby. Nothing too special about these daisies though. The design looks fine, but I would pass on it unless you've got to have it or think it's worth the $15. And I would pass on these tulips as well. As always, the design looks good, but definitely nothing special going on. For car collectors, this 1966 Ford GT40 looks awesome. I love the color scheme, and it's on the small to medium size scale, maybe a little more on the smaller side, and it offers enough of a challenge to enjoy during the weekend. Definitely not a bad pickup. And if you enjoyed the F1 movie or have friends that did, they might appreciate the small scale car with characters from the movie. I know that I'm a big F1 fan and would be happy to get this as a gift myself. Now, if you wanted something to start making you feel old, Ninjago is celebrating its 15th anniversary in 2026, which is starting to hit that nostalgia territory. And I've got to say, this character display is an awesome way to show it. I love the minifigs here, and you gotta appreciate the scene in the back. This is kind of cool. And the same goes with this blacksmith set. It's actually nicely designed and can open up to reveal the inside. The minifigures rarely disappoint in this lineup. They look good as usual. Recommended if this is your thing. And this is pretty different. LEGO sent me this Ninjago Legends comic book, and the story is actually based on a bunch of ideas, artwork, and builds from Ninjago fans. I did not have to say anything about this, I just thought it was cool, but I will put a link to the free digital copy in the description if you want to check it out. For under $100, we have something for everyone as always, and my top picks for most adults are going to be the DeLorean and the Star Wars desktop sets. I know a lot of you enjoy the nostalgia, and those would no doubt scratch that itch. Okay, now before we hit the big stuff here in a second, I'm gonna speed through some smaller sets if you're shopping for like family or friends or want a fun little side build for the weekend. So I am a huge Sonic the Hedgehog fan. I have been since I was much younger, and these racing cars are straight out of the Sonic racing video games. I'm about as big of a gamer as I am a LEGO fan, so these are cool to collect or hand over as a gift. When I was browsing through, this Spider-Man Daily Bugle building looked fun. Maybe something to pick up for like a birthday or next Christmas, so your younger family members can build with you as you're putting together your complicated builds. And of course, Harry Potter is popular with a lot of fans, and we're getting a few in this batch. This cauldron set has some scenes packed inside, and the sorting hat ceremony is such an iconic and memorable scene to have. Alright, wow, we have a bunch of sets from LEGO City coming out, so first let's see what you may want for yourself if you're like building a city or a little village, or you want something to put next to your modular building collection. If I were to pick out the best ones to go with like my modular buildings, I would go with the Yellow Taxi, the Fry's food truck, the Snowplow cement mixer, and recycling truck. And I've got to say that this LEGO van is pretty awesome as well. I think LEGO fans in general might like this. Also, the tractor was pretty cool. I don't know why I love this thing so much, but I do. There's something here for everyone, and Coast Guard was everywhere this time around with a huge boat and a helicopter, along with this flagship airport and complimentary airport fire truck. And here's the other sets in this batch, nothing too noteworthy here, but maybe something you can pick out as a gift. And breezing through the Technic series, we've got a couple of these monster trucks that have a pullback mechanism, which I know that my nephews and nieces would get a kick out of. You can definitely pass on these other two since they don't really offer much unless you want to give someone something to tinker with. Okay, time to move on to the $100 to $200 sets, and then we're moving on to the really big stuff immediately after. Alright, first up we have this Iron Man action figure display. It's funny because in 2025 I had built the Iron Man bust statue and walked away disappointed, wishing that we had a full-scale figure, and well, here it is. And now that I have this in my hands, is this what I wanted last year? Yes it is. Does it look good on display? Absolutely. And was the build enjoyable? Well, kind of, but not really. I wouldn't expect much out of the build if you pick this up. It's very repetitive and not really anything fascinating. The reward is how it looks on the shelf when it's done. It looks excellent and is much larger than you would think looking at the box. Including an accessory or two would have made it more enjoyable, but I think that fans will still like it. It does come with a minifigure, nothing to really call out here, but yeah, we have one. You know, the highly detailed action figures like this go for $300 to $400, which is like, wow, that's insane. And I know that this isn't exactly the same, but you're looking at $130 here, plus you can build it yourself. If you're a Marvel or Iron Man fan, I think it's worth it. However, make sure you throw on a movie or show during the build. We're also getting this collector's edition Sorcerer's Stone display from Harry Potter with a bunch of elements from the movie. Not only is the design nice and smooth with a great use of color, but the variety of items that we get to build are excellent. It has some interactive elements like the owl turning its head and the chess piece moving forward and backwards. I mean, that's cool, and there's even some hidden microscale Easter eggs tucked inside. I think this one is a buy for sure. It looks like a premium set and has enough to make it worth it. It also looks like this Gardens of the World series is here to stay, and this time around we get an autumn cottage garden. My impressions of this were good at first, but hesitant after a closer look. The scene itself looks good with plenty of colors and interesting things to look at. You can also move some of the set pieces around just like the others in the series. And it does have some texture, and I can tell that the techniques will carry a decent level of interest with like this rooftop design area. But it does fall a bit flat for me when we look at the pathway and grassy areas. I would have liked to see a bit more texture included there to push this up to the buying tier. As it stands, I'm between waiting or passing on this one. We do have better options out there for a relaxing getaway set. I'm gonna say wait for now, but if you really want to dive into this, it still looks like it would be enjoyable. And with this next one, that's exactly what I mean. Here's a better option if you're looking for something chill to build and display. This Japanese cherry blossom landscape is beautiful. Now, I'm not big on the art sets myself, but I am pretty impressed with the depth when I look at it from this angle. And the scene itself has a nice blend of colors and totally sells that three-dimensional effect. It's pretty cool. And check this out, the waterfall can even hang off the side if you have it on the wall, or it can look like it's spilling onto the table, which is a nice little tweak. If you're into this sort of vibe, I don't think you can go wrong here. Continuing that Ninjago 15-year anniversary of making some of us feel old, we've got this massive anniversary set. And wow, does this deliver. Get this, it's almost 5,000 pieces. Pretty much everywhere you look, there's something interesting going on, and it can be set up in different configurations. And in Ninjago style, there's lots of scenes hidden away, so the storytelling is definitely here for a long time or even new fans. We also get over 20 minifigures included, and they're pretty animated with their expressions and accessories. Definitely a bunch of ninja stuff going on here. I think this is definitely a buy for Ninjago fans, and even though it's a 15th anniversary, it's still a good time to get into it. I built a massive dragon from the series last year on my other channel and was pretty blown away by it. That thing turned me into a fan. Stranger Things fans are getting a new set in 2026 with this Creel House model from the latest season. And check this out, it has this crazy mechanism where you can pull on the trees to transform everything into the upside down from the show. That's actually kind of cool. The design is pretty hit or miss. It looks alright when you see it in front of the actual house. You can see how they captured the spirit of it, and it's recognizable for sure, but it is missing details given its squeezed in design, and I can't say that I'm a fan of the trees on the sides. When you flip it around, the house does feel too shallow overall, and it's almost like the design of this entire model is stuck between a set that you can interact with and a set that's meant for display. And this is surprising to me. The minifigures are mostly a miss from what I can tell. I'm getting some Harry Potter and Hobbit vibes from a couple of them, and I'm not even a huge fan of the series, but some of these even seem off to me. If you're a die-hard fan, I would say to wait, and that's where I'll put this set overall, because you really got to think about the price, which is on the higher end, even in today's standards. Maybe let the hype die down for a bit. I think casual fans can probably pass on this, especially at that price. I think that's safe to say. You do get this radio station if you pick it up around release. It's just a heads up, so it's up to you whether or not you want to dive in right away. I do wish that we could just buy these separately instead of the FOMO stuff at release. Totally not a fan of how they're usually handled. Unfortunately, that's just how it is. Okay, moving on to the next one. It's that time of the year where we get a new modular building, one of LEGO's most popular themes for adults. They got me hooked back into this hobby many years ago. I've collected them over the years, so I'm a big fan, but I will give you my honest thoughts on this. I had early access to this newest shopping street model, and I did a build review on this channel. I've got to say, the build experience itself is good. Actually putting it together is very enjoyable, just like any other modular. However, the set itself does fall flat in a few areas. The color scheme is going to be hit or miss with a lot of fans, along with the storefronts of a music instrument store and a high-end furniture shop. Not exactly the most exciting or interesting things to have, and I feel like we've seen better accessories and designs for the sidewalk areas in the past. Now, I do like the angular designs of each building, but it comes with a compromise of having tighter interiors. With all that said, I actually can't give a recommendation to pick it up right away, and I'm gonna say wait on this set. Of course, if you're a die-hard modular building fan and you buy all of them on day one, yeah, go pick this up for sure. It's not the best one, but you'll still get your enjoyment out of it. But if you don't have any modulars and you're just slightly interested in the series, I would say go for Tudor Corner or the Natural History Museum first. Those are much better experiences, and maybe make this your second or your third modular build. The gift with purchase isn't anything too spectacular either. I don't think you'll miss too much here, so something to keep in mind. Yeah, pretty surprising to me that a huge modular fan like myself would say wait on the new one, but I'm sticking with it. Otherwise, the Iron Man, the Harry Potter set, and Ninjago are worth keeping an eye on for sure. If you want to see what the building experience is like for that shopping street modular from beginning to end to see whether it's worth it to you or not, check out my build review video here. And until next time, thank you for checking out the latest sets with me, and I will catch you in the next one.